fifth day of the Iran-Israel conflict, and the markets are shrugging off the conflict between the two countries. Justice News just circulating that Iran is interested in ceasefire and talks with Iran and wants the United States to step into that. So you can see on the board how oil prices fell sharply in late afternoon trade. We're still holding the tail end of the $70 handle, 72.42 for Brent and 71.21 for the US oil, down 2.43%. Nat gas, however, races on by roughly 3%, $3.68, while gasoline is trading $2.20, down by 0.88%. We'll get you a little bit more to the risky assets today as everyone looked at the fact there's hopes rising that a talk could be in the offing between the two countries with some of the mediators around the Middle East and others. So let's leave it there for tonight. That's where we are as far as energy price is concerned. Let's come back to the big story. Home here in Nigeria. The Dangote refinery is looking set to put an end to Nigeria's Petroleum Equalization Fund, which was set up by the government as a bridging subsidy for petroleum product distribution in Africa's most populous economy. That was back more than 50 years ago. The Lagos-based Dangote refinery now has plans to start the distribution of petrol and diesel across Nigeria with effect from August. Joining me from our Abuja studios to discuss this major economic development is Dan Kunle. He's an energy sector specialist and a public policy analyst. It's great to have you again on the RIS Exchange tonight, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Bosin. Welcome back. Compliments.
Thank you so much. Talk to me about the move just announced by the Dangote refinery to start direct petrol and diesel distribution across Nigeria from August. Give me your first word on that.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. This is the beginning of the actualization of the pronouncement of President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023, when he said subsidy on petroleum product is gone. And deregulation was kick-started by that pronouncement. So now, but to actualize that means there must be refineries to produce. There must be logistics to deliver petroleum products to Nigerians. So in fulfillment of that pronouncement, by design or by accident, the Dangote refinery was almost ready to start production. So, and it was just timely enough. And that is the reason why now you see that the refinery is going to start delivering petrol to all the petrol stations across the country, or to all customers who makes direct purchase. So it is to actualize that statement of the president.
So, yes,
that is just it, and just bring to an end the government role in a petroleum equalization fund.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But how crucial is this midstream section of the local oil industry, where you have diverse operators, interest groups, and so many others? How crucial is it in the scheme of things when you talk about petrol supply, demand, and pricing?
Yes, you see, Bosi, it's good we dissect the market structure. And when you are dissecting any market structure, you must ask what type of industry is that. Electricity industry has a structure. Why? The technical nature of electricity. So petroleum has a structure. Why? Because the nature of the product. When you go for upstream in oil and gas, you go to search for crude oil. When you get crude oil, you deploy rigs to drill, to produce upstream. So that means you now have crude coming out from your upstream asset. You take it to midstream. Midstream is where you handle the crude for refining or for export, either in export terminals. But in this case, in Nigeria today, you take your crude, let's assume we have enough, to the refineries. So, and government have 4 refineries. Dangote built 1 mega refineries. So you take your crude to this midstream facility and refine. When you refine, you store temporarily within your refinery tankerage, and then you arrange delivery to the retail outlets across the country. So this is the structure of the industry. So when you talk about the midstream, the cruciality of the midstream, you are just saying how important are the refineries. So when you build refineries as a nation or as individuals, that is what represents the midstream.
Okay.
So how efficient you run the refineries, how much volume they could run, and how you deliver product from those refineries to the retail outlets. That is what makes the midstream downstream sector.
Okay,
so product, nature of product, as I have said.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So what do you think is the strategic agenda that Dangote refinery is looking to achieve by taking on everyone in the midstream, where he's sitting as a big boy at the downstream already? Now he's taking on the midstream. He's built a facility. Now he's flowing upstream like a fish in a river, swimming upstream.
Is the innovation that Dangote refinery has brought to the marketplace,
yes,
the capacity he has brought to the marketplace, the modernity, the state of the art of the technology he has deployed in the refinery, and then the state of art of the trucks, delivering trucks he has brought to the marketplace, is what is going to change the paradigm shift, create the paradigm shift we require in the midstream downstream. So it's long awaited, but we thank God. And we thank President Tinubu, and we thank Aliko Dangote and his team, and the entire market value chain for the cooperation we have recorded so far. So he is going to, the objective is to finally deliver product efficiently to the retail outlets across the country.
So don't you think...
And manage...
Yes, don't you think that...
Let me allow you.
Let me thank you. That the Dangote refinery is looking for a big fight here, because you have so many diverse interests within this midstream. And Dangote is not the one who's shy from fight, by the way. So, do you think he's looking for a big fight here?
Bossy.
Yes, with the depot owners, with the truck owners, yes.
Bossy, the structure of the industry that we have operated since 1960. In fact, just say since the history of energy supply in Nigeria. The structure we had operated is opaque, is obsolete. So now, if a new investor bring innovation, technology, and something extraordinary to the marketplace, of course, you should expect the bank. And that is what has happened. He has brought so much scale to the marketplace. So the market structure will change. The products still remain petrol, diesel, jet A1, LPG, cooking gas. But the structure of delivering it to the end user will have to change. Because originally, if you remember, in the 60s, we were depending on British Petroleum, National Oil, which you remember that became consolidated oil. Yes. So they were importing. And they were all importing. So they needed tankerage and receptors in all the ports in Lagos and Port Harcourt. So then from there, you are going to do secondary transportation across the country. So that was what happened in 1973-75 when General Gowon said, look, we have this thing is so much, we have so much money. Let us equalize price across the country. Let's pay for the bridging cost.
That's what I'm going.
So that the
that's
price
what I'm going.
of petrol...
So now, is this a going gone for the Petroleum Equalization Fund? What should Nigeria expect under a new horizon that the Dangote refinery is offering? It looks like the Dangote refinery is picking this straight, like just taking it straight out of what he said. Mr. President said subsidy was gone on January 29, May 29, 2023.
Yeah,
So is this equalization fund at the heart of fuel subsidy in Nigeria until now?
It was the cancer. It was the biggest cancer this country ever had because of poor management from regime to regime. Very poor management. If you read the book of Malam Rashid Bawa on the loot and the losers of subsidy, you will see exactly what we are saying. Petroleum Equalization Fund is gone because Dangote refinery will assume it and manage it efficiently. He will give you the quantity that leaves his refinery on hourly basis. and he will give you the cost of transporting it. And incidentally, he has deployed CNG power trucks that are very efficient in fuel usage. So you can imagine a truck driving 1,400 kilometers before he can think of refilling the gas. So he will cover the whole country efficiently, seamlessly, with 4,000, initial 4,000 trucks. So he will just remove all the wholesalers in the middle and remove all the add-on cost storage tanks all over the place. That is the characteristic of the old order. So this is the new order. The new order is here, and I congratulate President Tinubu for being the one that is lucky to be president when this new order. And we should congratulate ourselves that we are alive when this new order. It's like, you remember Nitel. Nitel is gone forever. You remember Nigeria Airways. It was liquidated. I was one of the people who liquidated Nigeria Airways. So, and private sector, Dangote refinery has brought capacity. He's going to manage the equalization fund efficiently. And we want the midstream regulator to come out and show us the volume that they have been paying for all these years. We want them to come
that's what I was
out
asking about. If
that
there
is
are other,
that is where the boat.
Yeah, so Dangote refinery is showing his hands, as it were, in this business. So what further reforms are you looking to see in the midstream sector of that industry? What's the future of the petroleum refining and distribution in Nigeria, with what Dangote plans to start from August?
I want to see the midstream, downstream regulatory authority being reformed immediately. It has to be reformed immediately, because now, as it is today, in 2 months' time, they have no job. Within the next 2 months, the downstream midstream regulatory authority have minimal jobs. They have minimal jobs, so we need to rearrange the place with capacity for them to understand the new structure of the market, because a big operator has come in to disrupt the entire marketplace. So the landscape and the structure is being changed completely. The dynamics is not the same anymore. So you cannot apply the old rule, the old order to manage this situation. So I am expecting the president to overhaul the entire midstream, downstream regulatory authority without any delay, because this singular move of Dangote refinery has distorted the entire marketplace, and the old order is gone. The curtain has to be drawn. So I believe that this is what we need in every sector and subsector of the economy: dynamic, efficient private sector participation. So we must congratulate the president for allowing this thing to happen this way. So that is why I was very excited today. I say, oh God, I'm alive to be part of this history. And we should congratulate all Nigerians. So you will get petrol in your village. All the idle petrol stations, they can revive them, and they will get petrol directly from the manufacturer. And the manufacturer is Dangote. When government refineries are ready, they can also join the queue when they are ready, if at all they ever get ready, because I believe some of them are qualified for liquidation. So I think we should congratulate ourselves, even including you, Bossy, that we are going to get efficient market delivery of products now.
All right, quite a whole lot there to digest and look forward to, as we see further transformation in the Nigeria's petroleum industry. Thank you so much, John Kunle, Energy Sector Specialist and Public Policy Analyst. Thank you, sir, for those perspectives. As always, do have a pleasant evening out of Abuja studios.